This is the mission, Lieutenant.
Decontamination has failed before.
I have to hear it all,
There are
Lieutenant.
increasingly particles aboard.
Makes sense, Lieutenant.
It's from the transmission, sir.
The fault is in our monitors.
It's not clear, sir.
You mean the monitors are not clear?
I mean the fault is not clear, sir.
Particles of what?
Particles of the subject, sir.
Coming up through the monitors.
Apparently, sir.
In spite of the problems.
Connected with in some way, I believe.
The subject is on board.
Some of the personnel have seen him, sir.
Where is it now?
Who knows?
That tone is not allowed, Lieutenant.
I'm sorry, sir.
The answer then,
It comes and goes.
intermittent.
Precisely, sir.
In what form?
Elaborately, sir.
The usage is elaborate, Lieutenant.
Sorry, sir.
Elaborate, Lieutenant.
The whole deal, sir.
Execrable, Lieutenant.
I learned it when I first know, sir.
And where did the personnel
From
learn
the
it?
subject, sir.
Things are that bad then?
Not just the subject, sir.
You mean more than?
His surroundings, sir.
On board?
He is in the bathroom.
In his bathroom, sir?
In his bathroom, sir.
His bathroom is on
The
board.
door is closed.
You can hear him in there?
There is no sound to speak of, sir.
In your mind alone,
It
perhaps,
is coming
Lieutenant?
within a certain range.
I'm responsible for the
They wander
personnel.
around aimlessly.
What happens if the rest
They
of
do
it is
trouble.
under command? This could mean trouble. And after 2 hours, this is a foolish mission. 2 hours in the bathroom. 2 hours. What opportunity? I admit it's not like getting cut. The personnel. This is a mission, Lieutenant. What does that mean? Your sense has been disturbed, Lieutenant. You need a rest, Lieutenant. Proper usage, please, Lieutenant. Such as an exquisite usage. From bold class. Such as. That can't be right. What was the context, Lieutenant? Careless reckless apparatus. Careless reckless apparatus. That can't be right. A glance revealed you instantly. Part of the autocorrect. Prior to the autocorrect. Prior to the autocorrect. A glance to the autocorrect. Careless reckless apparatus. Have you heard the voice? What have you heard, Lieutenant? Screw the warnings, Lieutenant. Speak.
Practice on herself. She said this on practice. She typed on the end. Your mobile files was from it welled up in her, passing the restrictions, leaving the restrictions behind. The voice came careless and reckless to herself, soothing her until the dampness of the legend was, etc., etc.
Don't stop now, Lieutenant.
To touch upon her everywhere, and it aroused her together. And the voice gradually more reckless. She became kind of singing to herself, just low singing and touching with discrimination as gradually came upon her as another presence. The fact of desire admitted to her presence, where before there had been restriction and silence. That was prior. Now the fact of the fire and the low singing, thunder on the bay,
Please, Lieutenant.
the desire.
That got him.
You're not kidding.
This came with the house
And with the concert,
and with the engines.
Indian, sir.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. And so the story goes. That used to be the kid's favorite bedtime story, and I would vary it just a bit to make it more interesting. But storytelling isn't just about children or an imaginary world. Storytelling matters even more as we grow up. Whether it's a story of heartache, a struggle, or a triumph, stories make us humans. We are all storytellers in our own world. How we tell a story matters. When we're on stage, we tell stories to entertain or to educate. We want to keep the audience engaged, so they will listen to what we have to say and hope that they'll come back for more. We might also tell stories that reflect our personal experiences. Usually, these are stories we tell with passion and conviction because they have shaped our life course and the choices that we make. Why we tell the story matters. Are we telling the story because we want our audience to resonate with us? When we talk about our journey, whether it's personal or professional, are we seeking validation? Are we drawing conclusions from the experience of one? What is the message we want the audience to leave with? Perhaps more importantly, do we truly believe in the story that we tell? Who gets to tell the story matters. We are humans, and we are all different. Our upbringings impact how we think and what we value. Our perspectives influence how we tell stories. In the end, the storyteller impacts what stories get told, how they get told, and who gets to hear them. That's why we read different papers. The same story can be presented in different ways, and it pushes us to think harder beyond the sensational headlines to think about the context that we are reading. That's why we push for diversity on stage and in the media, so that different stories can be told, to allow us to gain perspectives from voices outside of our circles, and to encourage us to explore how things can be done differently. This goes back to the question that we are most curious about. Who controls the narrative of the story? Who are the storytellers in our ecosystem? Who gets the mic, the power, to tell the story and shape the outcome? Storytelling isn't a sales pitch nor an advertisement for your own brand. True storytellers seek to motivate and inspire. Good stories bring people together, and through collective action, we bring about the change. Next time when you get the chance to tell a story, who will you bring along?
Some people swore that the house was haunted. Our neighbors, the Coomers and Stewarts, told us, but we didn't believe them. Back then, we didn't believe in such silly things. Your theory was that they were saying it to scare us away. We were gay. This was the late 80s, the beginning of AIDS. We'd moved to North Carolina so I could teach at UNC. You didn't want to leave Miami, but you said you would. You were a doctor, so you could travel anywhere and get a job. But not me. I was a poet, fat, and hairy. A look that only appeals to other poets or English majors or fans of Jerry Garcia. But still, somehow, you loved me. You would hold me on the couch as we watched John Hughes movies, even though we were both in our early 30s by then. You would eat the meals I cooked, chicken piccata and steak marsala, and tell me how much you loved me. You would tell me about your patients, how John or Jim or Sarah was getting better, or Fred wasn't going to make it. I should have noticed something was wrong. The grudge was slipping away. I should have realized you were staying late at work almost every night, but I didn't. I was busy with my new job, new friends, revising poems, not to mention the fact that I'd made a new friend, an aspiring poet named Mike. While nothing ever happened between us, we went to movies, and I even stomached a UNC Clemson football game just for the chance to sit next to him for 3 hours. When you asked me to go with you to that medical conference in New York, I said no. You asked again and again, but still I wouldn't. There were those poems I needed to revise and papers to grade. I was just too busy. What I didn't tell you was I had plans that Saturday to go to a football game. On Sunday you called and said we're not coming back. You were returning to Florida and I could have everything in the house. On the phone, I didn't ask why, just said okay. I never heard from you again. Then 4 years later, your new lover, Roger, sent me your obituary. Did not acquire the virus the way most of us do, but from a needle stick from one of your patients. It's only now that I see what they meant when they said this house is haunted. In every room I hear your voice, your silly laughter. I still smell your fruity cologne, and from time to time I turn a corner and see you there, if only for a moment in the hall leading to the stairs, your stethoscope hanging from your beautiful neck. Sometimes at night I will feel the sheets move, will feel your soft hands on me, and I will close my eyes and let you take me again and again to those places we've been. Last week I was eating toast and scrambled eggs, still tired from 3 cups of coffee and not a single poem written. I looked up and saw you smiling back at me. I reached across the table, but you weren't there. That was it. Nothing was ever the same again after that.
All the Difference in the World, written by Mark Chernoff. Every Sunday morning, I take a light jog around the park near my home. There's a lake located in one corner of the park. Each time I jog by this lake, I see the same elderly woman sitting at the water's edge with a small metal cage sitting beside her. This past Sunday, my curiosity got the best of me, so I stopped jogging and walked over to her. As I got closer, I realized that the metal cage was in fact a small trap. There were 3 turtles unharmed, slowly walking around the base of the trap. She had a 4th turtle in her lap that she was carefully scrubbing with a spongy brush. "Hello," I said. "I see you here every Sunday morning. If you don't mind my nosiness, I'd love to know what you're doing with these turtles." She smiled. "I'm cleaning off their shells," she replied. "Anything on a turtle's shell, like algae or scum, reduces the turtle's ability to absorb heat and impedes its ability to swim. It could also corrode and weaken the shell over time." "Wow, that's really nice of you," I exclaimed. She went on. "I spend a couple of hours each Sunday morning relaxing by this lake and helping these little guys out. It's my own strange way of making a difference." "But don't most freshwater turtles live their whole lives with algae and scum hanging on their shells?" I asked. "Yep, sadly they do," she replied. I scratched my head. "Well then, don't you think your time could be better spent? I mean, I think your efforts are kind and all, but there are freshwater turtles living in lakes all over the world. And 99% of these turtles don't have kind people like you to help them clean their shells. So no offense, but how exactly are your localized efforts here truly making a difference?" The woman giggled aloud. She then looked down at the turtle in her lap, scrubbed off the last piece of algae from its shell, and said, "Sweetie, if this little guy could talk, he'd tell you that I just made all the difference in the world."
I should not sit on this couch and watch Netflix. I should take pouty mouth pics for my press kit. I should defy the rules of logic. I should invent some quirky new merchandise product. I just want to rap good and not sell breadsticks. I will not become a martyr for the deadbeats. I will shave my beard off by the end of this week. I will go out and learn to socialize and figure out why all my ex-girlfriends hate me. I'm going to put this big brain to good use. I'm going to write rap songs to find objective truths. I'm going to be better than my father. I'm going to upload well-edited pictures to Flickr. I'm going to eat a lot more Fig Newtons and sign petitions by women's rights movements. I don't make promises I can't keep, which is why I won't make promises ever. And when I write letters to those ex-girlfriends, that's going to be the header. I don't make promises I can't keep, which is why I won't make promises ever. And when I write letters to those ex-girlfriends, that's going to be the header. I wish I'd met you on Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wish Hegel wasn't so incomprehensible. I wish I was more like the Ubermensch. I wish my fears didn't have such a putrid stench. I think my muscles should be bigger. I don't know much about being in nothingness, but I might just be a being of nothingness. I heard there's going to be a rap parade.
Come on, try it out. Nothing is forever. It's got to be something better than in the middle. Me and Cinderella. Put it all together, we can drive it.
We were driving and I yelled padiddle. You started crying, so I cried a little. I'm almost positive if I made better mix CDs, I'd bother less with relationship complexities. You know, sometimes I stutter, sometimes I forget to put on cocoa butter. Sometimes I wish I was better at songwriting. Sometimes I feel like the master of thong wiring. In the future I will neuter my ambitions. I will give in to anxieties. I will observe superstitions. I will be Indiana Jones in small claims court. I will regret in high school that I never played sports. In the future I will be passive aggressive. In the future I will vote for the wrong guy. In the future I will be swayed by a strong bribe and a very firm handshake, and I will invite dinner guests over for ham steak. I will be gone before the rise of the oceans. I will become a squiggle in a string of quotients. I don't make promises I can't keep, which is why I won't make promises ever. And when I write letters to those ex-girlfriends, that's going to be the header. I don't make promises I can't keep, which is why I won't make promises ever. And when I write letters to those ex-girlfriends, that's going to be the header.
Come on, try a little. Nothing is forever. It's got to be something better than in the middle. Me and Cinderella, put it all together. We can drive it.
We can drive it with weak contrivance. 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 We can drive it with weak contrivance.
7 souls. Top soul, and the first to leave at the moment of death, is Ren, the secret name. This corresponds to my director. He directs the film of your life from conception to death. The secret name is the title of your film. When you die, that's where Ren came in. Second soul and second one off the sinking ship is Second. Energy, power, light. The director gives the orders. Second presses the right button. Number 3 is Cool, the guardian angel. He, she, or it is third man out. Convicted is flying away across a full moon. A bird with luminous wings and a head of light. Sort of thing you might see on a screen in an Indian restaurant in Panama. Responsible for the subject and can be injured in his defense, but not permanently, since the first 3 souls are eternal. They go back to heaven for another vessel. 4 remaining souls must take their chances with the subject in the land of the dead. Number 4 is Ba, the heart, often treacherous. This is a hawk's body with your face on it, shrunk down to the size of a fist. Many a hero has been brought down like Samson by a perfidious Ba. Number 5 is Ka, the double, most closely associated with the subject.
Thumbs bevete u bagif qui. Del rebeba, thumbs ba, rebeba, thumbs bava, beba, thumbs bavate, ba, thumbs bavate, thumbs bevete u. Thumbs bevete u bagif qui. That is a no royam beef till total you. Runs a grip and skurmu, to wait till runs skurmu, a grip bay. Rump till toe. To wait till skurmu, to wait till runs skurmu, a grip bay. Thumbs bevete u, set of a thumbs, rins a catacatorin, the catacatorin, the catacatakin, the catacatorin, the catacatakin, the babe. Thumbs bevere, 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 give queen. That doesn't know reggae pistol toe. That doesn't know red doesn't pistol toe. That doesn't know reggae pistol toe. That doesn't know reggae pistol total. That doesn't know reggae pistol total. Thumbs bevete u bagif qui, yeah. That is a no rayam beef till total you. Rump till toe. Rump, 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 rump till toe, rump till toe, rump till toe, rump till toe, rump till That is a no rayam beef till total you. Rump till toe, Thumbs,